Hello and welcome to the Chelsea news and Chelsea transfer news. This is a roundup of stories that have caught my eye over the course of the weekend and today with updates on the likes of Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi and more. Stay tuned right to the end of the video because there's plenty on here. Let's get cracking. So to the Premier League restart, and we start on the weekend, even though there's some Premier League games this Wednesday. And as to Kepa, Kepa's got a 9-game audition to save his Chelsea career as Blues line up 2 possible replacements. Now I don't believe that. I think Kepa will do enough to seal his future at Chelsea with Frank Lampard, who was impressed with Kepa before the postponement of the football once he got his place back in the team with 2 good performances. The article believes that 2 possible replacements are Burnley's Nick Pope and Ajax goalkeeper Andre Onana. Now to Football London and the Blues midfielder with 9 Premier League games to save his career, and they believe it's Ross Barkley, stating that he struggled to secure a regular start in the team, and with Ruben Loftus-Cheek returning and scoring yesterday against QPR, you have to wonder the future for Barkley. Is he someone you see as a Chelsea player beyond this season? I'm not so sure. Let's see what happens. So to Football London, I just want to focus on this article that appeared on the weekend. Jorginho settled in London, and they're claiming that Jorginho has not spoken to Maurizio Sarri for over a year. And the Italian club have already got Bentancur, Rabiot, Pjanic, Matuidi, Ramsey and Khedira on their books, stating that a move for Jorginho is less likely. Now, as we know, we've seen that Chelsea is supposed to be in negotiations with Pjanic, and the likes of Aaron Ramsey are being linked with a return to the Premier League, and Tottenham, believe it or not. So I guess we just have to wait and see. Great news on the course of the weekend. Callum Hudson-Odoi had the allegations against him dropped and charges dropped, where he was arrested for a situation that occurred which nobody knows the full details of. But he's had charges dropped, which is great news, and he's free to carry on his career. And he states a desire to become a role model. Let's hope he plays well between now and the end of the season and kicks on next year. Needs to do a bit more for me in games and needs to be more consistent. So to the Sun, and Chelsea are desperate to flog Michy Batshuayi, Emerson and Jimmy Bakayoko in a 160 million clear out to fund Havertz and Chilwell transfers. Again, they keep talking about the fact that we have to sell players before we can sign players, which is ridiculous. Chelsea have got more than enough money, having not spent anything for a while, and from recouping what they've already sold. So to great news on the weekend that Chelsea thrashed QPR 7-1, and Christian Pulisic featured, which was good to see, and of course Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Billy Gilmour both scored twice, while Mason Mount, Willian and Olivier Giroud also got on the score sheet, having beaten Reading 1-0 earlier in the week with a goal from Pedro. It's good to see that players are looking sharp and in form ahead of the restart and Villa next weekend. So to transfer news and a little spin on the goalkeeping situation. Chelsea and Arsenal in a fight for Fraser Forster from Southampton for around 10 million as a possible backup to the main goalkeeper, whether that's going to be Kepa or somebody else. But Fraser Forster, the giant, 6'7" tall, he's 32, and Southampton are ready to listen to offers for him. A choice between him or Willy Caballero, no disrespect, but you take Forster all day long. Chelsea have opening transfer talks with Said Benrahma as Lampard steals a march on Arsenal and Leicester for the Brentford winger. We were linked with the impressive winger a couple of weeks back. It's all sort of gone quiet, with the focus more or less being on Werner and Havertz in particular, and Sancho of course. But the move for Said Benrahma seems to be on, and we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. The report states that Chelsea have opened talks, but no official bid has been made. So a report that featured over the course of the weekend, and Chelsea and Bayer Leverkusen are miles apart on the Kai Havertz valuation for a possible transfer. Leverkusen value him at around 100 million euros, which is astonishing. And Chelsea are reportedly only prepared to offer around 60 to 70 million euros. And once again, it looks as though Leverkusen have reiterated their stance on the actual deal with Havertz, saying they're in no rush to sell him. If you want him, you got to pay the money. As we know, the Timo Werner release clause expires today, and Chelsea are reportedly dotting the I's and crossing the T's on the deal to sign, and it'll all be announced and completed this week. They just had today to get that offer and that transfer of money done for 53 million. We'll just await confirmation of that being done, hopefully from the club at some point this week. Even Julian Nagelsmann, the RB Leipzig manager, has confirmed he does not expect Werner to be there next season, and we're just waiting for Chelsea to confirm the news. So to the Sun, and quite a good article that appeared on the weekend, how Chelsea could line up after summer transfer spree with Werner, Havertz and Ben Chilwell. Conte dropped. Interesting. This is what they predict the team could look like. Kepa in goal with Chilwell, Zuma, Christensen and James, Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek and Havertz, Werner, Abraham and Ziyech. No Mason Mount, no Jorginho, no Hudson-Odoi, no Conte, no Rudiger, no Tomori, no Azpilicueta. What do you think on that particular lineup? I'm not so sure. Are you? That's it from me. So Chelsea news and Chelsea transfer news roundup from the weekend and today. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, smash the like button for me. Then subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that bell for notifications so you're notified when my videos come out. I had the weekend off just for once and I'm back in full flow this week with the Premier League returning as we build up to Chelsea, Aston Villa this coming weekend. Have a great evening. See you all tomorrow.